Hello peoples of the interwebs and welcome to Kerbal Space Program, Contractually Obliged. This series is a new series I'll be doing, playing through the career mode of Kerbal Space Program. Now, I'm using Kerbal Space Program version 0.24, which is the most recent release, and features contracts, which is basically an entirely new fleshed out area of career mode. So you have goals, you have to complete them in order to get money to get stuff. So without further ado, let's get going. Mission 1. Upwards. So in order to complete this mission, we have to hit a altitude of 5,000 meters, which is pretty easy to do. So this is going to be a very simple rocket we're building here. I've decided to put 3 parachutes on it to make sure we get the rocket back and therefore save money. I'm not actually sure if that actually helps or not, but here we go. Very simple rocket going upwards. So here we are on the launch pad. We're just about to lift off in T-minus 3, 2, 1. And we're off, and the rocket's going up, the opposite direction of gravity, going upwards, increasing altitude, still increasing altitude, and is going very fast, look inside it there, oh James, very G-force. Oh, it's still going up, look at that, look, it works for horse commentators, why wouldn't it work for this? So we've hit the target and we've got money now, so we did it, yay. So we've now done the hard part, so now it's just, letting gravity do the work for us and putting out some parachutes so we can retrieve this thing. So here we are, just about to touch down on the surface of Kerbin once more. I'm about to land on the engine, but luckily we're going very slowly, so there shouldn't be a problem. And look at that, and a very nice recovery there. And we have a total of 13 science, and we also got refunded on parts, so we actually kept most of the money we used on that mission, so that's good, that's efficient, and Jebediah is still alive, so nobody hates us. Mission report. Upwards. Deaths. 0. Objectives completed. 1 out of 1. Overall success graded. Lovely doubly. Mission 2. Orbiting. So for the next mission, I've accepted 3 contracts, which basically goes to get yourself in a stable orbit, you fool. So the goal is get in orbit, basically. So we're just building this craft, which I hope should be able to achieve a circular motion around the planet. Okay, so it didn't work. Didn't have enough fuel, Delta V stuff, but on the bright side, we did get some science, so it wasn't a completely lost cause. I'm going to get fired for this. Mission report. Orbiting. Deaths. 0. Objectives completed. 1 out of 3. Overall success graded. Stupid. Mission 2.1. Orbiting. Right, okay, in an attempt to keep my job, I've decided to launch this rocket, which has some more speed on it, and also has decouplers and stuff. So we should be able to make it into orbit this time. Oh man, I'm so stupid. Right, I'm now performing the final burn of the orbital insertion. That's a technical term, by the way. Please ignore it. So yeah, we have got plenty of fuel. So we will be actually completing this contract this time. I mean, two attempts for an orbit isn't that bad, is it? I mean, the first one doesn't count because I wasn't trying, and the second one, the second one doesn't count because. Here we see Jebediah Kerman. He's just filled in his worksheet. It's very difficult to write in space, especially when you don't actually have anything around you and gravity doesn't work, so you have to use a special type of spoon. And I'm, of course, making this up completely. So what Jeb's doing now is he's flying over the many parts of of Kerbin, and he's recording data on what he sees above each of the biomes. And this is because Kerbals really hate geography. So up to now, they haven't actually really bothered with any of it. And now we've done the geography, we're taking some mystery goo data from space near Kerbin. Unfortunately, I forgot to do it while in orbit, so this is after the re-entry burn. But we're still technically above the atmosphere, so it's all good. And we're also going to be doing a crew report, which is more paperwork for Jeb. I kind of feel sorry for him. Now we're about to put the ship into disco mode. This is when we turn on these re-entry. No, I'm making this up. But as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, we are actually coming in very close to the Kerbal Space Center, and I'm kind of chuffed with this because I actually was actively trying to get close to the Kerbal Space Center. And splashdown. Now, this is of course the world's most ambitious swimming pool slide to date. In fact, it's the only swimming pool slide in the world that was actually not designed for swimming. So I'm thinking we should take a surface sample of the water, because now is just as good as time as any to do it. So yeah, taking a sample of the water. There are bits of vegetation in it, suggesting there's land nearby. Also, the fact that there is land nearby could be an idea, and the spacesuit wasn't entirely necessary to get here, according to Jeb's EVA report. So now he's trying to get back in the ship and decides to try and drown himself instead. So we end up ending this mission with a total amount of science of 122, and we also are awarded by some nice music.
Mission report. Orbiting. Deaths. 0. Objectives completed. 3 out of 3. Overall success grading. Satisfactory. Mission 3. Rescue.
So our next contract is to rescue Halbro Kerman from in orbit around Kerbin. Now, it's a very interesting tale of how he ended up there. He was visiting the Kerbal Cannon Emporium, and while posing for a photograph dressed as a spaceman, he unknowingly climbed inside an active cannon just before the 206 gun salute. So now, Halbro Kerman is orbiting around Kerbin, and it is our job to get him back to Kerbin safely. Emphasis, safely. Using our new parts, I built this rescue craft, which is designed to orbit Kerbin and then collect an extra Kerbal and bring him back to the surface. It is piloted by our good friend Jebediah Kerman and features some really big solid rocket boosters and a liquid fuel booster to get us into a sort of orbit, and then another liquid fuel engine that's a bit more efficient than the other one, which is designed to let us rendezvous with I've forgotten his name. The Twit. Now, unfortunately, I'm not very good at rendezvous, so this took quite a fair bit of messing around with maneuver nodes before I actually managed to get into an orbit that I could rendezvous with him and then get him on board the craft. So this was a very tedious process, which I won't go into, but it was annoying. It was a very annoying thing, but fortunately, however, it has taught me how to correctly perform a rendezvous. So when we start getting into the point where we're building spaceships in orbit rather than like space stations and stuff, it should be a lot easier to do. So it's good to see the bright side and everything. So now that we're close enough, Halbro Kerman can in fact just simply jetpack over to the spaceship and get inside the top command module, which means we are ready to go home, which is, quite frankly, the easiest bit of this entire operation. So now we have Halbro and Jeb re-entering Kerbin's atmosphere. I'm sure Halbro will be pleased to see the ground again, and probably won't be going near any cannons anytime soon. Now here's Jeb and Halbro about 30 meters off the surface of Kerbin. They're just about to touch down now. And here we go. I'm going to recover the vessel before they decide to go swimming. And won't you look at that? Got a good reputation, got a good amount of money, and we've got a total of 44 science.
Mission report.
Rescue.
Deaths.
-1.
Objectives completed.
1 out of 1.
Overall success grading.
Woo!
That is all for today. Thank you very much for watching this first episode of Kerbal Space Program Contractually Obliged. Please let me know if you like the format of the series, because it's something I'm experimenting with. I hope to see you all again in a couple of days' time. So.